I have got a holiday card that you simply have to see. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I am sharing a really fun holiday card project featuring new products from Waffle Flower Crafts. I love the way this turned out. I love the cool tones for the scheme of the card, and it's extremely clean and simple. Well, mostly. To see that card project, stick around. It's coming up next. Here's a look at two of the things I'll be using today, but actually three, because what I'm most excited about today, I have the triangle tree dies to cut out the tree shapes. And then on the back, the branches, these are foil plates. So I think this is all, let's just dump it all out. I think this is all so fun because I am going to create some trees that have, oh, get in there, that have the little foiled innards. I guess they're not innards, you know what I'm saying, right? We're gonna foil first, right? Then we're going to be able to ink blend and die cut. I don't really have these all set up correctly, but I think this shows you the general gist. I think I am only going to do 3 trees, but I just think the design is so fun. So let me get some white cardstock and some foil to get started. So while this is heating up, I've got my positioning here, and I'm just gonna draw a very light line. And this is just so once I have my foil, right, I know basically where things are gonna go. Now I have, what color is this? This is my favorite matte gold. I'm not gonna use the smaller one, so I will just pop this back into the little envelope so I don't lose it. Now all I need to do is, well, I guess I just pick up these guys and I'll place foil underneath. I want to make sure I'm in the right place though, right? I guess if I'm right there, yep, you'll be fine. This will be fine. Put these here and here. All I need to do is put foil underneath those. Famous last words, right? And set my dies aside. So I'll just cut a few pieces of this foil, and I don't need much, so I'll just cut a few little slivers. So this is what I'm going to do, and I think this will work. I'm just going to put a little tape on each one, right, like that, just to make sure it mostly stays in the right place. I've gotten much more confident that I know what I'm doing with foiling, but you know what they say never say never, and that's literally the rules I live by. Okay, so I've got my extra shim, or the green shim, and the clear plate, and I want to pick this up. By the way, I didn't mention, but this is Concord and 9th paper. It works really nicely with this, and actually, you know what? I don't want these to slide and flip funny ways, so I'm going to do this, hold it in place with my tape, and now I feel confident popping this down on here. We're going to put these on, and I guess I can go either way, and hit the timer, and I'll grab my die cut machine. The light over here is green, so now I can dislodge from the base, and all we do is run this through the Platinum 6. We go through once to transfer that foil. Go nice and slow. Let it go. Let it go. Let it transfer. All right, here we go. And I will not come back through because I have learned over time that can cause this sort of double foiling. We'll take you off like this. And now I'm going to set that right there because I know it's hot. And I'm going to put this back in the cradle. I think I'm done foiling, but we shall see. I'm going to take my little glimmer mat here and let's release and see. Oh, there's my foil number 1. Oh, foil number 2. Jen, come here. There we go. Oh, love it. And you know what? I am just going to lift it with this little guy here. Okay. And tree frame number 2. So do you see that beautiful shine on there? All right, now we're going to do some ink blending. The next thing I'm going to do, and this is so great, I'm going to just, rather than worry about any masking, I'm just going to do these separately, right? That's why I just put that ramshackle line there. So this is the small, medium, and the big. So all I have to decide is what order we're going to go in. And the nice thing is the foil resists the ink. The foil resists the ink. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out, well, actually, we're going to start out with our lighter color first. Okay, so I'm going to just pop in Simon Says Stamp Celery. I'm going to get a blending brush and I'm going to prime this, right, just to make sure whatever I was using here is not here anymore. It also helps to soften your bristles. These are the waffle flower brushes, and I'm going to grab the die for the small, no, this is the medium. Let's see. No, this is the small one. Just to remind myself how it's all going to go down. Okay, that's about the shape we're looking at. So I'm going to take a little bit at the top. Okay, I think I will tap some off. I'm going to start up here and come in, because what I'm trying to achieve is a light blend at the top, and then we're going to darken it at the bottom. And see, I can go right out to the edge, does not matter, right? Because we have the die to cut everything out. All right, then I'm going to come up from the bottom in Pearfection. Now I'm going with a nice, and I'm going to tap quite a bit of this off. I'm going with a nice analogous color scheme for my 3 trees. Here I'm going to start off the paper a little like that, and now come up. That way we're going to get this darker at the bottom, right? Like that. Okay. And I'll just blend this up. Now I can do more of this too after the die cutting. You know, you can add a little more if it's not quite looking how we want it to look, because this is going to smooth out really nicely. And that's going to be the base of our tree going up into the pale color. Right, love it. Just going to wipe this away just so when I tap off next, I know what I'm doing. All right, let's move on to the middle tree. I love how the grip mat is just going to hold this stuff in place. It's so nice. This tool has kind of changed my blending and stenciling life. I really cannot say enough about it, but let's find our brush. And we'll start at the top with the Seafoam. Oh, this is a juicy pad. Tap a little off, and we'll just come down like this. Nice wide berth. Blending that on. It would be pretty without any two-tone. You could do it in single colors too, and that would be really nice. I am going to bring in Ocean. Now this is a much darker shade, so I'm going to tap quite a bit off. You can see that up there, right? But actually what I should do is pick it up off of here. So we'll start off the edge here a little, like this. Oh, you can see my fingerprints on there. Got to be mindful. Oh, that was from the tape. Okay, right there. Don't mind me. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna look so good. All right. See, I'm blending far more than I need, but this is gonna be gorgeous. Okay, getting you in, and again, that foil nicely resists. And now we'll do our last tree, which we're going to do in tones that are purple. And I don't mind if there's a little extra on the mat here. That's not gonna get in the way, but I am gonna just quickly wipe that down. Starting with Lilac at the top. And I know this is a lighter color, so we'll just bring that in nicely. Oh, had some tape marks on there too. That's actually just good for me to keep in mind that The tape will leave a little residue when it gets heated, but this is going to be very pretty. And we're going to come in with the darker purple Orchid. Tap a little off and come up from the bottom here. Oh, it's so funny. Yeah, you can really see the tape marks. All right. Darker at the bottom. And where we're cutting is what matters. So that is going to be gorgeous. All right, that is the extent of our blending. All right, let me clean this up and we'll continue. And now I can just lightly go over each tree if there's any ink pooled on top, but the foil, it really does resist. So let me get these dies positioned on my cutting plates. I've got the dies in place. I'm taking advantage of my little magnetic plate here, and I'll go run this through my die cut machine. All right, let's take that plate off. And oh my goodness, these are so graphic and cool. Oh, Cathy. All right, come on, don't stick too hard here. I know it's a magnet. There we go. So we have that and that. So look at how cool these colors are together, right? Green, I mean, okay, and the shine. I freaking love it. Okay, we're gonna move on. I'm going to go ahead and glue an extra layer behind each one of these trees just to give it a little more, that's more glue than I need. Just a little more oomph, right? A little more stability. I probably will pop these up, but I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet. So we're popping this and we're going to take one of these and put it right on top for just some extra oomph. All right, I'll go ahead and do the others off camera and then move on to the greeting. For my greeting, I think I'm either going to use, well, I'm not sure. I might use Merriest Christmas or just Merry Christmas, but I'm going to use this set by Waffle Flower and J.J. Bolton, the Holiday Cheer Sentiment. And I have my grip mat here. I wash this probably once a week with some warm water and a little dish soap. And the reason I do that is it just gets all of the dust off of the piece because I use the anti-static powder all the time, right? And even though this is stained and it looks like I kissed it 4 times, it just kind of makes me happy to see that. I do want to show you there is a stamp set with the trees already done in it, and this is called Triangle Tree. So if you don't want to get into foiling, you can always just do gold embossing or whatever type of color you want for that. But I really wanted to do the foil look on these trees. So I have some white cardstock. It doesn't really matter where I put it, just press that down. And I'll take a couple greetings and then whichever one looks best is the one I'm going to use. And I do have the coordinating dies for these. So maybe, oh, what fun. I think that's really sweet too. Again, anything I don't use, I'll just stick aside for another project. All right, space you guys out a little and pick you up with the Misti door. Now I'm going to prime these stamps because it's the first time I'm using them. And the reason I'm rubbing my finger over this, I just want it to get a little cloudy because photopolymer stamps do get a bit of a coating on them from the manufacturing process. So a little rub over the top will be just fine. And of course, they're going to stamp better and better every time, but we'll start here. I've got my Simon Says Stamp clear embossing ink, and I'm going to take my Simon anti-static powder, and I just powder up the paper to remove static and oil from where my hands have been handling everything. Sometimes things still stick, meaning the embossing powder that I'm going to use, which I need to grab. I'm going to use Ultrafine Antique Gold because this is a really similar tonal color to the foil that I used. All right, let's ink up our stamps. see. We'll see how we do. Bringing this down. I'm going to take my little press tool here. Oh, this is gliding so nicely. I got to tell you what I did. I cleaned my Mistis. Oh my gosh, this feels so good. I cleaned both of my Mistis with that, what is that stuff called? The Novus plastic cleaner. Oh my gosh, this feels like a brand new Misti. I don't know why I don't do this more often. All right, let me grab my paper catch. If you've never cleaned your stamp positioner, this is the stuff. It's called Novus Plastic Clean and Shine. I have had this since my first Misti in 2017, and it is still probably up to here. It lasts forever, and it just makes wonderful magic of your cleaning your Misti. Okay, that made no sense, but I think you know. All right, let's pick this up and see. Unstick it here. I'm going to leave my stamps in here just in case I need to stamp it again, because I never know until I pour the powder. That's kind of how it goes, but we'll drop that right there. I'll take my embossing powder and we'll just throw it on. Sometimes it really is what's the best one that turns out. That's the one I use, but it's just paper. All right, cover it nicely. Let it slide. Oh, they all look good. They all look good. Okay. Oh, I do like Oh What Fun, though. That is so sweet. Okay, now let's funnel this back in. I don't do anything fancy other than this, and most of the time, there's only been a few times that I've sent my powder everywhere. Let me grab a little Swiffer cloth to wipe this up. I love these cloths. They pick up all the powder, and then I always wipe here too. And one of my little pro tips for you, if you want to get one of these packs of cloths, or if you have some laying around, I take a corner like this, and all I do is just cut a little slit in it like this, and then I hang it on a little magnet peg that sticks to the side of my desk, so I always have it handy. This looks really good. I don't think I need to do any brushing. So let me heat up my heat tool and we'll melt this powder. All right, those are beautiful. Look at that shine. Ooh. All right, let me get the coordinating dies so I can cut these out. Got my dies taped into place, and I'm going to go cut these out. I'll flip it up and run it through. All right, let's take a look and check out our greetings. And now I have Oh What Fun, Merriest Christmas, and a little Merry Christmas. So those look great. I think I'll also cut out just one more layer out of the remaining cardstock if I can squeeze it out here, so I can also shore these up a little as well. I'm going to make a very quick note card. Okay, so this will be white, scoring at 5.5 inches. This piece of cardstock is 11 inches by 4.25. And I'm going to fold that down. Okay, I'll just use this real quick. Although that never feels as good as my Teflon bone folder. There we go. I want to add some spatter to this. I'm going to splatter on some Brutus Monroe Aqua Pigment and Gilded. I am obsessed with this. I have been using it so much lately because, well, I can't stop myself. It's one of my favorite add-ons of 2023. And if I'm dating myself and you see this years from now, that's okay. Shake it up, okay? Give a little squeeze here, and I just put some right onto an acrylic block. Right, close it up. And I just use a fan brush, so easy. This is a number 4. These are very inexpensive brushes. And all you do, tap big globbies off, and then just go across your card. Like that. Just for a little splattery wash. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and I'm gonna go wash off my brush and my acrylic block. The spatter is mostly dry. Well, I think it's dry enough. I put foam squares here because I mean, honestly, a single tree would make a gorgeous card just like that, honestly. But we're not wasting these little friends. Here's the thing. I'm gonna try to come up with an arrangement where these two are in, right? I left enough room for them to be tucked in. But then the question is, what is the greeting? Do we put a Merry Christmas right in the center? Do we put this at the bottom? I don't like it at the bottom. Do we do a nice little oh what fun just off to the side or right in the center? Or do we just do the simplest of Merry Christmases right in the center? Oh my gosh, it's just all so sweet. All right, I'm going to place my tree first, and I'm actually going to bring my T-square back here so I remember exactly where I wanted it to be. Okay, and I will take the backers off of the foam squares. These are thicker foam squares, they're not the super thin ones. And now, because my other trees have that extra layer of cardstock, I don't think they need to be popped up. I kind of like them having a tiny bit of dimension, but they are going to work great. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue and just put a little dab here on each foam, oh, well, that happened. Little foam square, just so there's a tiny bit of wiggle room when I place this tree right here in the center. I think that looks centered, doesn't it? Yeah. And just drop it down like that. And I feel like if that's there, we're good. See, it has a little wiggle room, so you want to make sure, right, that you get it. Okay, now take this guy out. And here, again, just liquid glue on the back. Just enough to hold it. That should be good. Maybe just a tiny bit up top. Okay, now I can slide this little cutie right in here. Gotta get over a little bit like that. Okay, I think that is where I want this tree, down a little bit. Okay, right there. Okay, now it looks pretty straight as well. Coming together, and we'll do the same thing on the other side here. Oh, I know there's a lot that went into this card, but you know, there's just joy. Have fun when you are creating. I mean, if you're making Christmas cards, I understand the need to kind of, you know, come up with a plan that you can execute. But this would be this would make a lovely anytime card. If you just took a different greeting and said something like peace on it or something, you know, that would be a beautiful card too. Let's just see, are we close on that? I think we're, oh, there we go. I think we're pretty close on the trees. I could come down there we go, tiny bit. And straighten like that. Now see what you see here, you've got the shine of the foil, and then you also have the extra shine of the spatter that also is going to catch the light. Oh, love it. Okay, so now we just have to decide. You know what? As much as I love these, my gut is telling me to go with Merry Christmas. I think this is just so sweet right here. You know, sometimes you just feel it, right? And this is what I'm feeling. Clean and simple. I have these for other card projects. I'm going to glue this on, and this is going to be done. Okay, I'm not going to put foam on it on those other parts because I feel like Hold on here. I feel like this will be just fine. It's got enough heft to it that I think it will be fine, like that. And press. And I think I'll put a little brick on it here. Make sure that's straight, like that. Just let that adhere. And that is the finished card project. Wow, I love this so much. Oh my gosh, sometimes a simple design, look at how the spatter picks up. It's kind of hard sometimes in here with the light to catch all the shine, but I love a simple design, but something like this you actually probably could mass produce. All you'd have to do is make a bunch of trees, right? And then just play with your trees. But yeah, I think this will be just fine. I could stick a foam square under there if I feel like it really needs it, but I am so happy with how this turned out. I think this is my favorite holiday card yet this year. And yeah, I may be saying that a lot this season. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. To see more holiday card ideas, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I will see you in those videos.